guys. Am I live? I just want to get in here to soothe the hearts and the minds of the general public because everyone's getting an education about how the system works. There were two young men that were outside waiting to go into court. And I think it was Neek. I think Neek at night had spoken with them. And they were very blunt. They said, no, we don't think the judge is going to overturn them. And this is why. This is the politics. This is when people don't stand on business. People got sucked in with Judge Page, I think recusing um, the judge, the black judge in the YSL case. Many times judges don't like, superior court judges don't like going against other superior court judges. But the appellate division are totally different. They're on a higher level and they got even more control, like the Supreme Court. So the higher you go up in the appellate process, you're more likely to get justice because they don't care about your reputation. They don't care about, the lower courts feelings. They don't care. A lot of them don't socialize with them. Okay? So they're the next level up. And the appellate division don't want to be overturned by the Supreme Court. They don't like being overturned. But them little court judges, them little superior court judges, the lower level one, they have a lot of power in terms of everyday our freedoms and stuff. But a lot of them, they're not the brightest judges on the bench. A lot of times, they're not the light. They're not the brightest judge. Okay. So Judge Page impressed me the most. She really did. In the YSL, because she was very well learned, very well versed into the concepts, the whole process, rules of evidence and things, how the courtroom perform. Usually those that tried cases, they make better judges. And that were defense attorneys, they make better superior court judges or, trial court judges. So because you guys don't understand that, and because you guys are are emotional, you would think, oh, they just being negative. No, they understand the process. I just didn't waste my time telling you guys because I knew if I say something negative, y'all be down in the comment section being silly. And the other lawyers didn't want to tell you what was going on because y'all don't know how to act. So I'm sorry, Google can't turn you into a great lawyer. You have to go to law school. You have to take the LSATs and you have to get admitted into a law school, and then you have to sit your ass there in class. Okay? And duke it out. Okay? All right. So that's what happened. Now, like I said, Karmelo Anthony, they're very young. He has very young parents. And now you're seeing the educated, the elite Negroes, how they move. They couldn't be a little little pastor couldn't come and money launder them. They went to the big dogs. So now, because of his parents' misstep, he has to go through the process, the appellate process. And I'm sad that he's in jail, but they better make sure nothing happens to him while he's in prison. But he has to go through the process. He has to go through the appellate process. And we'll stay tuned. But when I say perfected the record, they put everything on the record that needs to be on the record. So when they go and they go before the appellate division. The appellate division a lot of times decide everything on paper, and they'll grant you oral argument if you request it. But a lot of times they just look at the paper, your briefs, and this and that, and they issue a finding, whether your case is overturned or the lower court decision or the verdict is upheld. And I'm confident that on the appellate level, it will be reversed. These people don't want to be doxxed. They don't want to look bad. That's how I realize how important some, not all, some commentators are in this process. Like, we don't need Officer Tay. We don't need Futon. But they have a constitutional right to speak. They just can't control the consequences of their speech. But stay informed, stay alert, and you're just learning about how it works, how courts work, okay? And enjoy learning. And remember to keep your ASS out of the criminal system so you wouldn't have to go through this. I'm done.